Patch out 2G in the choke.
Here they come, flash in, fault line immediately comes out, it's going to slow PXS up, but 2G still want to make this way in. Cowanzine though, able to take his pound of flesh before he ducks back to cover. Might look to linger a little longer. PXS is down, still no plant yet, a little bit awkward as 2G trying to make their way out towards Waterfall, and now once they get to the fight, they're able to get some damage done. LZ and Gabera though, low, clinging to life is Loud, want to close the net.
There's no comfortability to plant the spike. 2G have to fight their way out of this. Vinny is low, but the lurk is coming in with the Cypher on the other side. That's 3 now for Diajazin. But Vinny is just trying to stall out as long as possible. We're down to 20 seconds. That flank comes in. It's all over for 2G.
Vinny now going to fall back on the side here. Looks like the relay bolt caught a stun. And Vinny's going to get in position to cut this to the quickie. He hears, of course, a lot of noise. As 2G try and make their way towards the side, Gabera's able to bring Vinny down. The classic sings. 2Years here wants to wait, though, for a little bit of reinforcement as Pancada provides it. Paranoia thrown out. Still no plant of the spike. Gabera helps himself to the Outlaw.
Only 10 seconds coming in. Players on every single line, but Outlaw's doing some work. Time to get the spike down. It's a 2-on-2.
Getting rid of the pinch there over towards Mound is pretty big, but you're still going to get this plant stuck. Now Gabera stuck in a 1v2. 2Years and Pancada. Only ghosts to work with here. But in a position to double face on this, but the spacing's not quite there. 2Years has to challenge. Then he bails Loud out of what could have been a bit of an embarrassing situation.
Off of the Cypher cam, he is going to be trying to wallbang, get a headshot kill off of the camera that's spotting it through that little choke point.
Well, it might not be needed here. Pancada just takes a line and follow up there on the fault line was perfect. Diajazin, it's been a little haphazard over on this side of the map, but he'll take his news. But if you look at 2G, they've actually separated down numbers. They need some hero plays out of these individuals. Silent's going to take the first fight into Link, but it's not going to be there. Quite a round for Pancada so far. LZ just has to stay tucked and try and stop any potential defuse, but he's up against a veritable horde of interlopers, and here they come. Cowanzine around the corner. Not bad for LZ, but running out of bullets. 3 kills for him on the round, but Loud will have their third.
That fight over towards Liddy.
Okay, so that might have been part of the conversation. Hey, we know Dijazin's playing pretty aggressively towards Mound, and even if you take that space, he will still find a way to punish you. LZ's able to push up, get tucked here, find that one, and this is going to force Pancada right back onto this A site. Well, not too far back, as he's always looking for a bit of a fight. Silence might look to try and fill this space. Wants to imply a move up here, but Pancada is unrattled.
Everyone right now from 2G on a solo mission, and it's falling apart, right? The spacing towards A main. You've got LZ trying to take the timing before Silence is quite there. Now using the missiles to break open the door. They're finally doubled up, and that's going to be a good look for them. Possibly a plant now into B.
Again, some trips here over the site, but they should be cleared easily enough, and a Razorvine able to be put down now just to prepare for this.
Neural theft. Everyone's seen.
Again, one towards upper. Here's Diajazin now finding his third in the round. He got busy over at C yet again and will finish off the job. With that Neon ultimate, there's a huge pick he finds on Askia there. Able to find a kill over towards the player, I think trying to flank him at C. He does a lot of work, even though we don't see it in this round.
Flash too, so that's 2 players seen, but you can see
they don't like what they've seen.
Oh.
There's nothing to be gotten. Maybe a last-minute pivot over towards the B side. They've got to get through a couple of these players, but things are going better over on the A side at least. Askia down. Diajazin eventually caught out here. PXS able to try and make his way through tree. But 2Years has started to inch forward here. Might be a pivot over towards the B side as just some of these duels are straight up being won. Another one filter out of this B side back to safety, but they have taken the safe routes away. And there will be nothing for Pancada to see. Trying to go for a tickle here. 2G time. He's going to half. There's a util for the Tejo on the side. Quick double back for 2G, and they will bail themselves out of what could have been scary, but give up a gun. I'm glad. Cowanzine commits the Prowler, and the rest apparently, the Tejo utils coming out. He might look to try and get ahead of this, and ends up being riddled with bullets inside.
Get moving.
Pancada has a swing, doesn't see a whole lot, and that's a Paranoia that does connect with the player over towards the site. Diajazin is first up. 2Years going to try and work in from Waterfall, but Diajazin falls. Fault line connecting on.
Importantly though, PXS holding on to the fault line. So getting into tree could be big. He's just going to face it with the stun. Turning around the corners, Diajazin doesn't even care. Gets the opener, and look at that, 2G going to try and split into B.
Yeah, again, it's the contingency of heading over towards the B site. There's a good chance 2Years is quickly overwhelmed from that off angle. Can't play from upper, it's smoked out anyway. So again, 2G with a late round pivot to B. This time though, Loud, with 4 players, need to work through upper and Link, and a Nightfall will herald their arrival.
Only 2 players hit on site. The rest of 2G with good audio, and they counter out with the Steel Garden themselves. So Louder stalled now.
Pancada sees Gobera first, but loses out in the duel, and this is where 2G been finding their edges in some of these raw fights. And they just duel well.
Yeah, Tui's kind of disrespected the ability for players to just be up in the front B space, trying to catch that off angle to play into Baby Door. Smoke falls, but he's got his teleport set up for the quick rotate to A.
Little trap here. Vinny, obviously, with Digizin ready to play off of this. It's just the timing's not there. Digizin walks up. Time to get to upper. They're off the side entirely allowed. This thing is, though, they do want to try and dive in and get their feet a little wet. Cowanzine only able to find LZ for his trouble. It is up to Pancada, who, again, hailing public transport to get to A still. Ouch.
How about that? 2G just
For course, that one way to play off of is respected by 2G. For now. Pancada, though, about to have his hands pretty darn full, and just you've got to win those in that position, but completely over the sight. Here we go, rolling thunder thrown out by the defenders. Is there a chance here for Loud to capitalize? No, a counter thunder coming back the other way. Vinny almost caught out there. Not punished quite yet, but it's going to be a trade on the site. Loud down to 3, and they're still very much at the extremity of this, but look where the spike is. It's dropped there in C main. Digizin has a line on it.
3 players facing him, though he's gonna fall. And that's just too early. Cowanzine is gonna be late to the party, so Digizin getting it active here with the Zappy hands. 1 kill up from back in CT. Cowanzine now puts the pressure.
2G grouped up, LZ and Askia. LZ, one of the original ascended of 2G.
Player standing.
And Askia just doesn't have an opportunity to have backup from LZ. It's that backer spot. It's doable, though. There's the tap. Shots come in, and Digizin exits with 4. LZ just loses his nerve. He lives team combined. 16 to 15.
Not too bad.
All right, here's Digizin on the swing. Oh, okay. Well, a 1-for-1 allows Pancada at least to fill that space here towards Mound.
Finally a shift in how they're playing, but Tui's is playing so active, way in front of his utility towards A. It's a 1-for-1, sure.
And the offer Askia is punishing these walk-ups from Loud. This contact play that the defenders are trying to do on the extremities. Now in the 3v3, Vinny just quickly pops in there, and that is such a crucial kill. The spike loose towards the A side now, and time bought for Loud to get their ducks in a row.
Even Askia getting scouted out on site, and up in hand is uncomfortable. Doesn't have a gun to switch into. Loud tripled up in stairs.
Scary prospects. Oh, buddy! Now this little 3-piece from Loud makes short work of Gobera. And Askia now has a bite taken out of him, caught inside this util. It's a matter of time. The Vultures are circling it. Okay, yep, all right. Fair enough. No scope there. Catches Vinny. It's just Cowanzine, a real light, loose grip here for Loud on this B side. Cowanzine wanted to find that initial timing. It won't be served up to him now. Vinny, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. He is trapped in that position, and Digizin with it off has to peer in.
Eyes on C right now, opening the door. Is 2G on that fight. It goes around, and Tui's gets the first kill. Louder trying to fight out through main, but the positioning is terrible for them.
Cyber Cage here allows him to split this up a little bit, but it is Loud. Very thinly stretched on resources, down to 2 players, and 2G are not offering them anything here for free. LZ is a problem for 2 years, and eventually he just takes the timing. Cowanzine caught on the site, surrounded by 4. It is a tough job, and 2G will fight back. These B hits a bit... Okay, Cypher over at A site. This time it's going to be Digizin and Pancada once again, but again, the weaponry not great. Neither of them lots to work with, but the Vandal in Digizin's hands will only time ticking down. They've got to start to make way towards this site. Still 4 players up here for 2G. A lot of that stall, that post-plant util to work with, but they're going to try and overload in a tree. Gobera finds himself just the 1. Still ticking away. 2G have to work with this now as PXS in upper is going to send that fault line in. As C's comes in, LZ can't be involved in this fight, but he's stuck inside the dark cover and finds his. Pancada dives in. Just a 1-for-1. PXS has to stop this, but it's just sheer weight of numbers for Loud. Exiting the hub. One of them going to try and make their way over towards Halls, but so much info gain. Cowanzine with the big C's that catches on the multiple, and LZ's forced to turn tail. Still whips around and finds the headshots. Unreal.
And this flank isn't coming in fast enough with how 2G are getting back onto the site. 2 players, Pancada and Vinny, pushed away from the site using the blast to try and stall out. But Pancada is finally going to come in. It's 1 kill for him. That might not be enough.
Okay, but nobody's on the site right now. All of 2G have to kind of reassemble. Silence has to go up there, but he's essentially a 1-shot. Dark cover comes down. Askia and LZ have to find a swing timing here. It's got to be effective, and they get the job done. Scary there for a moment. 2G, though,
on this side of the map. PXS's stun should be back up soon, so this is not going to look good in the moment.
Man, okay, Outlaw starting to sing Nasty Paranoia and bleed more clock. Now we can get embedded on the site with this stinger.
LZ playing all on his own right now. Look at moving around the map. That's one kill for him. Tracks into the second floor, pulling out the ghost. And some help from up above. 2G make quick work allowed on this round.
Decent amount of action over towards Rubble and Askia. Can't connect there. I mean, it's going to be LZ dealing with 2 years old again. Just, man, this guy can't.
In the corner, they all are. Even LZ's backside.
PX is not swinging for anything.
No. What is this positioning? How did he get in front of the util?
DJZine able to bring LZ down though. The attack is here, able to swarm over this A side. Oh, PXS! Pancada able to abuse that 10 spot there to find an easy one, and Silence will swing into this line. Pancada's able to get away just in time. That regen shield will give him 25 in a second.
Askia trying to make so much noise coming in from heaven. The rest of his team working out from main side, but as he falls, it all goes down on these 2 players outside stairs. Good fight from Vinny, the swing from Cowanzine, and Louder back in.
Work with Fallout.
He broke the camp from back CT, so Silence position might be less predictable. It's still going to get cleared with the utility. That is brutal.
Yeah, Seas and that aftershock combined perfectly to guaranteed elimination. What is LZ looking for? Just to try and reinforce here from back calls. Pancada. Stealth now completely dispensed with. Loud, let the cat out of the bag and try and make this happen at the seaside. Oh, but it's messy! Pancada and Vinny able to get forward though, and 2G just rushed themselves into the mid.
So again, looking like a fight over towards Rubble. Fault line comboed with the blast, but DJZine is up in front of this. Completely unexpected from Askia. A side is open.
Yeah, no need to waste here.
What is going on the map? We're teleporting into C because our Cypher's in there. There's still players in front B. 2G are up here, but not taking the fight, just getting spammed. What is happening?
But at least the spike is on a site, right? It's not a prizey moment at all.
We never clicked the camera front B. Doesn't matter. Knew he was there anyways.
God, the extent that Loud have gone here to make sure that there's an antidote to chaos in this round where they know there's going to be anti-eco strats thrown at them. They are so meticulous. They are so almost schizophrenic about where they end up on the map. Silence brought down. It's coming up to PXS here.
Oh, no, make it stop, man. That's just not okay.
Amount of value in these early rounds. Okay, well. Spot the Omen up there. LZ going to be spotted. Probably the player you're trying to steer clear of here, and that's just clean shooting across Mound. But there is more where that came from. Cowanzine has friends and they are mad. PXS gets picked up. That's on B side. I'm wondering
if maybe it could be a B split later, but no, instead leaving 2Es for full audio into A, taking his timing, but great walk up from LZ. Again, risky moves, but the scouting he gets is massive. It allows Askia to rotate quickly into A and C. See if they can flood out into the site.
Askia might have a timing here. He's pretty close there on Waterfall. Through to smoke. Yep, DJZine caught out. Tries to go in with that ultimate. Vinny though on the side. There's going to be a plant here for Loud. 2 players left. Time getting short. Okay, the Teo util's going to force him back. Vinny might be interrupted here by the player emerging from the dimensional drift. Askia tries for it. He stops the plant though, and that's what matters. That's what keeps 2G in the game. So crucial so 2G can make informed decisions about how to distribute their defenders on such a big map.
It's a brawl so far. Double teleports. Askia is getting Pancada somehow top root, and LZ is up above. 2G continue to win out in their fights until Kawa equalizes. But 2G are still creeping, and Louder out of the space.
Jeez, what do you say after that? Not much more to be done here at all, especially with 2 years falling there to Askia. We're not checking upper Rubble, apparently. Sheer wall comes down, and so does the curtain on Vinny. 2G get within.
2G are playing full retake because they have Breach and Visal. They're about to let it rip.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for Loud. They've struggled in these retakes already, being forced off.
Plants are dead.
No plant yet. That's brutal for Vinny. And now the space is retaken by 2G. They got possession of this.
First device still, and LZ has a paranoia, so the stall pretty effective for the time being.
And what we normally. Oh my goodness. Okay, LZ just.
This guy. Serious time trouble.
And they just want to go quickly here. That's why PXS rather is getting flashed off here, caught inside the smoke. Oh, it's carnage! PXS is able to find 2. It's up to Vinny now. Horrendous for Loud. Disastrous situation is 2.
Couple of hero rifles, a Guardian. DJZine hand in hand with a couple of teammates front B. LZ, who's been so good, not this round.
That sheer wall placement is devious over towards Tree.
Exactly.
Here's that mirror theft. Information. For Loud, they got an idea what's going on. Over towards that B site, they thought about it. Looks like an interruption there as Tears has to try again.
DJZ going on a walk into Waterfall, catching the teleport back. This post-plant position with Kawa outside A space too. I don't see a world 2G get back in.
And this is a half buy for Loud. Got to throw a gamble like this in. So crucial that it pays off for them. PXS going to be down. Silence wants to take the fight, but he sees Decade down. Still can find the headshot though. 2 rifles still being held on to. 2 years and DJZ now able to upgrade Gobera. Nice fight to take here. Surely has to start to think about it, but Silence being dealt with now. Gobera's going to commit this Armageddon. Pancada, he misses the timing on him crossing. Teo ultimate committed there to no.
They don't have that. Breach ult for Vinny to work with here to go to 12.
So a 4-round win streak snapped by Loud. They're able to get into the game, and again, it's another massive opener from DJZ.
Maybe even sending in DJZ past this wall while the rest of the team rotates B.
Rolling Thunder from the attackers. They're going to commit here. DJZ through the Razor Vine, caught by PXS. There's the sheer wall. No chance to follow up on that, and now over towards B. Might not have been a fake to start with, but sure as heck is now. And that's PXS finding a timing and opportunity there. Vinny caught out as Loud commit their last remaining resources to the B site. We've got the spike down.
Askia with this operator towards A. Needs someone to step into his crosshair. Here comes Tui's. The shoulder is seen, but Tui's wins the fight.
Such a seasoned veteran moment there from 2 years. Refuses to serve himself up on a platter. Holding the line though is Cowanzine, and now into 2. Gobera has to fight, and Loud still keep.
Oz re-hit. Looks to be it one more time.
2 years set up to play off his own cam here. LZ not getting a lot of action, and that's a terrible start. That's 3 consecutive rounds. DJZ's found a clean opener ender, and now they're going to hit this C side. I don't think there's much that can be said about it. A key kill for PXS here. But now it is smoke towards, oh, that's beautiful.
Huge.
Okay, before the smoke bloom, Silence can get involved.
Are still fighting up on these angles. So active. Vinny inside of a smoke towards water. This 1v1 is massive. The shorty takes him down.
Vinny's out of the picture now. DJZ has to hold from the low ground. Sees the Vice push up, and Pincada's able to find one. Now, surely. Caution thrown to the wind. Has to push up into this now. LZ gives it a tap. Takes him down. It's a 1-for-1. DJZ 6 health, not enough. And we're going to overtime.
You're telling me Loud 2G is going.
What can Askia do? How can he sell this flash? Pretty wild
HP.
spray there. It's ham-fisted Askia. Can he get out? No. The gate crash expired. But
3 front B from Loud, looking to open up this door and crunch into Gobera.
he is the key player right now. He's going to hear, of course, this door open. LD can also follow the line for him. 1-for-1. Gobera still as yet hidden. Undetected. Vinny, though, is going to be looking for a seize. Comes in, but where's the eyes? Cowan's in, at least able to find the one now. Player advantage for Loud to leverage. Silence and PXS here. Sat on bend, trying to hold on, trying to huddle together. It's the newcomer PXS. In a 1 versus 1. Over the top goes Tuyes, but he makes too much sound. The new blood. It across the map, rather than grouped up at C. So in theory, Loud do have a decent way in. 49 seconds left.
Brilliant.
There's another clean opener.
Dude, this guy is lurking.
Sheer wall will be activated. Oh, Vinny's on the outside looking in. Will this be punished though? No, there's a player in Baby Door. DJZ's been able to get there. Through the smoke though, desperately Silence able to find one. There goes DG. You're running out of time. Loud, don't have any other options. With 3 players left to stay in the map, they've got to go for the plant, but Vinny will be interrupted. And that's all she wrote, folks. 2G limping into the game. We'll take it in overtime. On this map, especially on that B side.
Early positioning from Loud has 3 players ready mid, but okay. DJZ's gone.
The 2G get into Art pretty much for free. This is going to force 2 years back on the site now. Dark Rose got cleared out. Nebula thrown up here, hopefully to slow 2G down, but it has not worked. And Aski has found yet another one. Coast to coast, both sides of the map having impact. Comfortable post plant set up here for 2G. QR going from strength to strength, constantly opening up the game, giving them 5v4s, then feel even worse about their chances than on the previous map. Especially given this is a pick from 2G, no less. What a clean damage here. Does that end up being a difference maker? Doesn't necessarily look like it. Regen shield for Askia, so back to 25 armor at least. And Cowan's in, caught in the corner, sat on top of the Teo util anyway. 2G are breaking upon this Loud team, and they found themselves that player advantage. We'll have DJZ coming through with a wrap here, but he'll be spotted out.
He's sneaking into sight. He only wanted to try and do some damage, but yeah, he's seen. Couldn't catch the timing. That's a solid round 2 for you. And those for the most part are going to be working into the mid space. There's a star to turn into a pullback here for Vinny to play off, but it's not there, it's too late.
It's a little ugly. Gabera and LZ take some damage from that exchange, but 2G more than happy to keep the pressure on.
Thorns activated.
2 is always on his own. His Link player dies, his team is way out of position. He's trying to move around this site, get in front of the util, but it's Askia swinging with a stinger. It's falling apart for Loud.
And there's a grapple over towards Link, buying a little bit of time for Loud, but not enough for 2 years to get the help that he needs. Pancada finally is able to chime in. Silence out of the game, but now there's a smoke in tower. And Link is being occupied by 2G in this post plant.
Super active post plant. I love how 2G are playing this.
Okay, Askia falls here. Pancada's able to find him through the smoke, though. Still 3 rifles to work with for the attackers. And Loud are getting a little bit lean on personnel. Here's Gabera. Here's the tap. Cowanzine good for it. Awkwardly caught, but util in hand, and it's the Teo curse striking again. Cowanzine clearly unaffected by it, though, as LZ now has that stall util. Grab well used. Cowanzine forced off the spike. Now swing. LZ sees it. Buying time, buying time. It's expensive here for Loud, and now they've got to throw Pancada in the situation.
There's no time. LZ does it again. 2G keeping it working after take. Continuing, they were doing this on Lotus too, where they were playing super active, super up in their post plans, especially on the A site. We saw that there as well as Askia. Simple clear.
He's clowning Digizine in these early rounds, man. It's a thing of beauty.
They're winning everywhere. They win B main, they win A main. Spike was in spawn for all of that. Now going for their ones here, and they win that too.
They're gonna win so much they get tired of winning. Cowanzine and Pancada.
And sure, look, Loud have no guns, but like 2G aren't playing like a clean, perfect macro where they group up, you know, aren't going to get timinged at all. No, they're taking their ego fights and they're just winning them because they've
got to make a play for that. They've got options. Cowanzine here, just go for it. He's going to be able to buy anyway. There's 2G again, that shaky Boulevard.
2G are fighting back into art exactly, but Loud's position in secret gets the mob back onto the site very quickly.
Full cohort of Loud alive, and
no!
That's not good at all. PXS is finding these edges. Armageddon into the mix.
Are they gonna save? I mean, there's a late wrap. PXS is being held by the op. It comes off the angle!
There's no point. There's nothing to be had here. They've got to get out, but PXS might not let them! 3 for the newcomer, and he is loving it, folks. Oh, okay. Does get caught out by 2 years, but there's naught to do for Loud. Their 5th consecutive round dropped. Suppressed. Stuck in this spot. Dangerous. Should be able to walk it back, though. Askia steps out, flashed.
Put a smoke on A main, so they're fully prepared for this.
Yeah, 2G might have seen it with a Prowler. It's unclear if they know about this presence in A main yet. Silence down, though. Nice Sheriff shooting here. It's a get busy. Briefly suppressed. Here comes that Armageddon to try and clear art. PXS has to move out of it, and he does. Takes some damage, though. Here's LZ. Oh, my goodness! What is that spray? Finds Cowanzine, but now it's a 1v3 for Gabera. Stall, util is there. 2 years off the spike for now. Stars come down, Digizine, shot baited, taken down, Gabera, almost. 2G play it close but Loud. They spend a heck of a lot to get on the board.
Very patient for 2G. They've got to commit into this. They have no position anywhere else on the site.
They're going to flash out of this smoke here. They come. Askia sees a heck of a lot of action going on. Digizine's able to find one. Gets out. Back towards Halls now with the op, but a Steel Garden's going to connect, so he's down to his secondary. He opts out of it. Dimensional Drift popped, and he will see it all. 3 players here for 2G, all spotted, so no other resources committed, and there is that wall in play for 2G. Still no plant yet. Digizine might look to interrupt, getting back behind them over at B-Long, and Silence goes down. That's a spike loose time board for the rest of Loud to get ready.
Smoke has blocked him off, so now 2G can put the spike onto the ground. No any utility to get back onto the site, and LZ is trying to challenge onto the angle. Barely coming down before getting shot. He wins the fight!
This is going to feel claustrophobic for 2G, but they got rid of Pancada. 2 years adopts the same position. But now, 2G have no reason to show themselves. They've got to be dug out by Loud. Digizine has opted for a rifle. Got that Vandal in hand, is able to move up the site, and then an Astra util to stall is in play for LZ. He can do it all from here.
1 enemy remaining.
PXS, crucial. There's the gravity well now. Digizine running out of options. In a 1 versus 2, trying to go for it, trying to bait LZ out into the open. Just as Loud start to find their footing here. It gets a little bit shaky, but Digizine has found 3 and 4. What a save! Digizine. It's ahead of some of this util. We're not into Horse yet. They can't dig out the vice. Time being bought. Digizine almost caught there with util in hand. Gets rid of LZ. Critical player, and okay! The classic sings for 2G.
On the move now on the flank, making a lot of noise. 2G have to act fast.
Yeah, happy to let that shield wall herald his arrival, and so 2G have to go for it. They're forced into an error. Loud able to gobble them up here. Gobera doesn't know where to look. So far, pretty impenetrable here for Loud. All of his stall util. Pancada to play from behind it. Quick snap. Nova Pulse here, but nobody to be affected by it. Pancada mildly smoked out. Just make sure he clears it in case it was a Durka moment.
30 seconds left.
Pops down the smoke to break the one-way there.
Askia. Getting some fights. Beautiful from Pancada, very clean. Askia challenging as well, the Razor Biden, risking laceration to try and come from an unexpected angle. Eventually Pancada goes down, but he definitely got his money's worth this round.
Yeah, like that off angle he was working from back pillar.
10 seconds left.
We know
Quite on the
shot
same
case.
line.
PXS turned into mulch, and not sure what this is.
Yeah, embedding the Yoru over onto B.
They're playing as if there's a plaza push-up from the defenders.
Oh no, boosted up, Digizine gets the kill.
Pancada though, any shoot. Knows that all the action's coming from Art, and I don't know if this wrap here from A main's gonna be quick enough for 2G, so step on up and get knocked on down, says Pancada. Yeah, Silence here, just
Self on that
10
line
seconds left.
to win the fight. Oh no, you never crouch those angles! Different elevation. Anticipating 2G. Maybe grab the Yoru ult here if they want to commit that into the round. It's a fight, A-main. Caldine is up in this.
Okay.
Hello?
Get Silence in position to let the rifle sing. Armageddon first. That's going to clear dugout now. Means Vinny's a bit exposed on the side here. And okay.
Look at LZ and Spawn.
No
LZ's
choice.
caught the timing. Full flash though.
Oh, okay.
Digizine finally wins the fight. And now the rest of Loud can move into the site. 10 seconds remaining. PXS puts the spike on the ground. Loud quick on the move. First kill for Pancada. And they keep flooding in. Players from all directions. Digizine is back in main against 2G.
Surely this is good. Yeah,
There's no way you're prepped for that one.
Silence! Okay. More in the direction of Art. Askia knows the Digizine is still here. He knows there's a double up, in fact, for Loud. This is scary here. And there's Askia emerging, takes Digizine down instantly. Cowanzine spotted out, of course. That's the Nightfall doing work. A second here for the 2G duelist. He's got to respect that special delivery.
Enemy remaining.
The Steel Garden comes in, and Askia, he's un... Askia, believe it or not, used Dimensional Drift this round. Gobera, his nerve fails him. Askia, though, still on for the ACE. Looks like 2G here. Again, great start to this half. Loud get into it, start to download him a little bit more, and there it is, folks!
Really cruising through things. It's now Loud working into this A space early on. LZ getting pushed back, just in super active on that line. Loud doing very nice work to push through the space.
LZ just spent most of that time jockeying back around the corner, and PXS wasn't able to capitalize on any of the damage done. On the side now, okay! Digizine brought down. Silence looks to play out in the open here and spam down through this smoke. It's been effective. 2 years, Cowanzine, both quite low here.
Some angles LZ's trying to work against his own Astro Smoke there. Gobera needs this fight and gets it.
He was getting absolutely hammered, but I feel like they're on a clock. Can start to push that mental bandwidth to the limit. Cowanzine desperately low, and a flick from Askia will account for him. Shield wall's up, and Spike is on the wrong side of it.
Here's the lurk. There you go. There's no time, and we're still not turning around. LZ gets 2 kills on no HP.
I have to imagine he has an inkling this is coming his way. No way, dude. Okay, sees a barrel. Okay, gets his one. Only the one, though. Now Askia, a little less solid here, but able to find 2 years comfortably. Correction's not there for Cowanzine, though he is slowed up for a time.
This fight in Link could be everything. Digizine has a Sheriff, and even numbers. If he had a chance to upgrade, that would have been big. Now, though, with the stall coming on through, Digizine isn't grouped with the team. 2G are ready for the retake.
They're going to play from under for the most part. No tower present, so this smoke is going to obscure them entirely. Prowler into halls. Still no spike plant. Digizine importantly, but LZ's able to bring Pancada down. That was the outlaw that was supposed to go to work. Forced into an early retirement instead. Nova Pulse, still no plant, by the way. Cowanzine finds his 4th, though. The Bulldog bites. PXS with the Guardian now. What an important round for this newcomer.
Spike down.
He's cool, calm, collected, composed. Digizine has to cross. PXS wary of a flank from the right side, baits the shot!
2G on A.
Enough noise to wake the dead, clearing through Art. Here come Loud, arm to the gills, and that's the solo guarding the round singing out there for PXS.
There's 25 seconds.
Oh, in the smoke! You're kidding. LZ able to find just the one. Gabera gets his, and Apicata and Tias are up against it. Silence knows he's got to go for it, and there it is! A nasty haste can stymie 2G a little bit here, but I'm shocked that we're looking at such a scoreline. And Kalmanzine, never around to be played for him.
It's the same story. Again, Loud on the attack, but no control over A main. 4 players tethered up in Art. Like, how are you going to fight through this round? It's not really going to happen.
Like, they're just trying to... Weird round. Loud grouped up here in Link for now. LZ waiting for the perfect time to spring forth. There's Digizine down, and still LZ hit it over and long. Oh, it's cooked. Forced to gate crash out lest he gets stranded there.
Time to jump.
Flash himself onto the line. Where have I seen this before? Ooh.
You're not Digizine, buddy.
Didn't quite go the way he would have liked. Oh, big
Good spot.
Big plaza presence. Two season, is he ready for the second player? This is a little awkward now. You're on a clock. This time the no Vice Wall is going to save you from a backstab, and they're not going to know.
Oh, there's ults everywhere.
Okay, somehow a gap's been found here. Somehow DGZ
Link on the side, shut down. PXS drops, and now the fight into Link. Gobert, the sole survivor in that massacre.
Still no plant though. Plenty of time in the round, plenty, so early. Has his action been? Gobert has only 7 points of health left, and Loud looks set to get back into the game. What they have to do to mirror
on the site, get hit by the Nightfall, play off, be forced away behind the wall.
There it is. Both those ultimates committed. Here's Loud, trying to converge and be in position to fight for this, but it's going to be tough. 2 years down. Vinny also falling into Askia if he comes in. And he doesn't know where he's coming from. But what is that? It's otherworldly.
Those ultimates in even on these anti-ecos. Just making sure they secure these rounds.
Okay, Digizine just goes for contact there.
In 2Es, they know he's going to be trying something.
No way, man. This is a long barrel, I'll say that much, yeah? The long barrel of the law is thwarted. PXS now gets an outlaw. Obviously, the spike does go down after some stall there from the defenders. Again, still, it's tough. They've got a stinger, they've got an outlaw to work with. Here's a horn. Sees nothing. Stealth drone sees nothing. Silence sees nothing.
One enemy remaining.
And mess up to PXS now. It's a big ask for him. Vinny's starting to get into the game a little bit. Kankata's going to keep him here. Hold him under the thumb. In place. Here comes the reinforcements now flashing through the smoke. Askia tried to reposition and it gets him one kill. Still no better tying this properly. He cannot hear. That's the problem. Cosmic Divide prevents him from getting the sound cue that he needs, and the spike goes down. Here's the Armageddon though. Nobody there to be affected by it, but it'll still be a cleanup. It's up to Pancata here versus 4. 2G now trying to give themselves a staging ground to end the series, but Pancata stands up, finds 2. It's unreal! Loose end here. We got a walk up from Askia. Okay, man. That is the large amount of utility that has to be cleared on this B side of the map, and 2Years is hoping to get ahead of the game and find something. He does!
Nice.
LZ offers him up a frag.
And that's going to pull one player over towards B, while Loud trying to work into Art. Good little 1-2 punch setup from 2G, but Loud doing their homework, clearing away those angles and moving it back into that lurk to B.
It's diligent, use of the util there for Loud, not taking any undue risks. Now trying to control that B side as 2Years wants to pave the way! Okay, that's a problem. That coppers some space, but PXS is poised, ready. It's going to be a flood here from 2G trying to come out from Hall, trying to take the fight here. Askia gets one, but it's not enough. It'll be PXS versus 2. You can't ask him to do it again, to repeat the feat from the previous clutch. He'll be spotted out and dealt with by Digizine. It is a 1 round. 2G have to go for a full retake.
It's even worse than that. Askia's teleport time down. Now the fight back into spawn with Silence falling.
In their territory. Here's that dimensional drift. It's surely garnered some information. But he could have surmised there'd be a couple of Loud players here. Askia with the classic of all things. Vinny taken down, Pancata's missing. All of a sudden, this has been turned on his head. Digizine's so low. So low, and PXS chases him down. It falls to 2Years, the veteran. As LZ begins the defuse, 2Years thinks it's just a tap. He goes for the spray. It's wayward, it's ham-fisted. It's off the mark. And the defuse comes in. 2G are at match point. Oh, 2 years. Okay, gets very fortunate. It's having to back away and get a Razorvine down.
No
What?
way!
Silence, he's ahead of this wall. He's ahead of the...
Last round of
30
Lotus, I'm not
seconds
gonna lie. 2G have numbers advantage. They over-rotate towards A because they want to play numbers. No way he's getting timing like this.
Yeah.
There's no way Louder back in the game. And to just...
Nightfall here. There's a retake wall, but do you want to spend these ultimates in a round like this, 2G? Probably no. As PXS steps up, knocked down instantly. LZ gets his one. This should be a loud round. They've got control, player advantage, everything you could ask for. Great macro. The bounce back over towards B.
Yeah.
And it's Askia taken to task. Here, silence critical here with the Sheriff earlier on. Here's a Nightfall. This is going to slow things up.
20 seconds!
Not a lot of time to work with. And there's Silence getting rid of Vinny. The lurker there through mid. There's another one coming. I don't know if he's going to be ready for it, but it may not matter. 2G
10 seconds left.
on the precipice of doing it.
Down B.
In disarray, losing their leader. Take their first win of Americas.